Hey everyone, welcome back to Mr. Voice. Today, we're diving into Vinland Saga and talking about Chapter 101, titled The Fettered Tern. Let's get into it. The chapter introduces an old man and his son, Halfdan and Sigurd. The son reports to him a successful acquisition of a land, but his father cuts him off and starts talking about the birds flying before them. His son thinks that he's talking about the seagulls, but his father points out to the tern on the post that's mostly seen in summer. Halfdan starts making parallels between him and the tern, stating that it didn't migrate to the south and probably does not have enough strength to fly. Halfdan ends up handing the land that his son just acquired to him as an early wedding gift. Two boats are seen in the distance, and Halfdan thinks that his son's bride has arrived and tells his son to go meet her. The woman on the boat takes note of the tern that's only seen in summer. The scene moves to Thorfinn's house. Ylva states that it wasn't her fault that she didn't recognize Thorfinn, and that anyone wouldn't buy into his story with that hair, beard, and the scar on his face. Thorfinn tells her to leave his hair alone. As for his beard, he will shave it from time to time. His sister counters that neither the hair or the beard suit him, and he should shave his face clean. Thorfinn objects to shaving his beard and that he has reached an age where it's uncommon to see a man without one. As his sister cuts his hair, she asks him what he intends to do from now on. She then talks about a fisherman named Snog, or something, who has 5 granddaughters and no man to inherit the business. Thorfinn asks her what she's getting at, and she tells him that he should marry into that family, which makes Thorfinn double over. Ylva tells him to give him no buts, and that he has reached an age where he's supposed to settle down. Actually, men usually settle down at an earlier age than he is now. Thorfinn tells her that he has never thought about marriage, and guessed that was the reason why she's grooming him up. He then asks her how old he is right now. Ylva tells him how should she know? There's 9 years difference between them. He then asks her how old she is, and she tells him 17 XD. She then tells him he's 22, actually 23 quite soon since he was born in winter. Thorfinn starts doing the math to find out how old his sister is, and she tells him to knock it off, saying that he should focus on how to make their mother happy. She scolds him that he doesn't have any idea how she had suffered during his absence, and should settle down and not cause her any more trouble. Thorfinn is taken aback by that, saying, "A fisherman, huh? It doesn't sound like a bad idea. Starting a family, catching fish every day, searing children, and growing old on this island. But I have to go." Ylva is confused, and he tells her to gather everyone tonight because he is going to tell them about his past and what he intends to do from now on. Ylva asks him what he was getting at, and to cough it up right there and then. He tells her he had intended to tell them everything yesterday, but thanks to her, he was knocked out until morning. She then asks him whether he was going far away, and he apologizes. She then messes his hair up and tells him his face hasn't changed and that he was the Thorfinn that she knew. LOL at the haircut Ylva gave him, Ylva 3. Einar comments the cut suits him and that he doesn't look strong now. That's what he said, though he could mean he doesn't look as intimidating as he used to. As the fire burns in the fireplace, Thorfinn begins to tell them all what he had experienced in those past 16 years, from his father's death to when he started working at Ketil's farm. He told them about the hatred he had felt, the battles he had fought, the death and ruin that he had witnessed along his journey, the despair, regret, and sorrow while working at Ketil's farm, and about history that kept repeating itself. His story left everyone speechless. Thorfinn ends his story by mentioning the people that he had regrettably slaughtered and the ultimate despair that he had felt when he was a slave. He says all those people and his fellow slaves back then must have had families back home before they were doomed into that fate, and that his sins were great. Because of that, he has to go to establish the peaceful Vinland of his ideals. His mother blesses his plan and says there are many people who want to escape from this world and its cruelty, and that why she and Thors had fled from their homeland and traveled to Iceland. She told him to take all those persecuted people with him to Vinland. Ari comments that building a country won't be that easy. It's going to require a lot of capital. Thorfinn responds that one of the reasons why he has returned to Iceland was to look for someone who would invest into his dream. Ari mentions that the only one who can lend him that much is the old man who appeared at the beginning if this chapter Halfdan, and warns Thorfinn not to get mixed up with him. We can't wait to see what happens next. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more manga and anime explanations. Thanks for watching and see you next time.